This is Elder Blacklight. I want to talk to some of these young bloods. A whole lot of these young bloods, they kind of smart. They got something on the ball, but they don't know it all. I mean, I don't even know it all. I done been through it. But an elder, when you see an old person, a lot of times that don't mean he's an elder. He may have seniority in life, but he's not consciously aware of his surroundings. He can't see through the BS. He's been programmed to look in one direction. But a true elder, he's a pioneer. He cut a path, and he know how the jungle is laid out. And he could tell you where there's quicksand. He could tell you where there's danger. He can tell you where there's a paradise. So sometimes when you see an older person and you look down on them, don't look down on them because maybe their condition has got the best of them. But they got some wisdom in them. Now dig this. I'm still on the subject of which is the greatest. Your mind, money, land and its resources, or all of the above? Well, there's only one. I'm going to show you where I used to live through the eyes of this other brother. Now, I'm going to come back and comment after this. This is Detroit. This used to be my stomping grounds. See, people are scared to stay in the neighborhood and deal with the crime, so they move somewhere else, only to find that there's crime and corruption everywhere you go. Crime and corruption is everywhere. It's in the White House. It's in the church. It's all over. You can't run from it because the crime is in the people. So this is what you got to deal with. You got to deal with the people, not the location, but the people, no matter where they at.
Matthias has the story from Detroit's East Side.
We want the neighborhood to look like a neighborhood that somebody would want to live in, not a war zone.
That's why Alfred Jackson, Latrice Elliott, and John Shorter are doing something about it. 2 years ago, this trio and other residents of Helen and Concord Streets on Detroit's East Side formed the Helco Block Club, to clean up the blight and abandoned homes in their neighborhood.
People come in and look at the houses in the neighborhood they don't want to move in. And so we begin to get more and more houses that are empty. And we want to fill those houses up, but we want to fill them up with people who are going to take care of their houses.
But with nearly 40 abandoned homes in the area and city resources spread so thin, they decided to take matters into their own hands.
The city is very slow about coming out to board these buildings up, and we as the Block Club is taking it on to do the job ourselves.
Hello, my name is Corey Beatty, and I'm the president of the Highland Street Block Club. This area is very, very historic, and this area really took a bad hit. What encouraged me to start cleaning up the neighborhood was the fact that we was out here every day. We played horseshoes, we barbecue, but we kind of got tired of looking at the same thing all the time. So we decided to get up and start cleaning up around our neighborhood. We first started off with these four corners right here, just to clean them off, make them look good, pick up all the trash and everything. Then we start edging up all of the lawns. And during this time, we started to engage with all of the people on the block, the different neighbors. We even had some of our neighbors donate us some of their tools. They bought us new tools. Even our neighbors from the other street was coming over and donating us different things. This is unused space in our community that has been causing a huge eyesore. And we just plan to do something more creative, innovative, different. Ultimately, we want to create a safer place for the children to be able to enjoy themselves in our community. A fun atmosphere that you could bring families to. Having the Block Club, it allows us to meet other Block Club members and share resources through those. It helps us to also have a better relationship with the city officials, the police department, and other nonprofit organizations from within our community that we could all be able to help grow on. We're a community, and we have to learn to work together and be able to protect and look out for one another.
History. It doesn't talk about people's history outside of the dominant culture. When you go downtown and you stand in front of the Coleman A. Young building and you see that statue out there called the Spirit of Detroit, but its likeness does not represent the people that are living here.
Yeah, I've been working with block clubs for a long time. My mother and father on Wilderman and Finkel, they were facilitators of block clubs, and sometimes they were presidents. They alternated presidents in different positions in the block club. When I was living on Kirby, they had a community block club, and you know, they used to give out grants, but they slowed down on giving out those grants a little bit. Too many criterias also. So a lot of neighborhoods take it upon themselves to come out their own pockets, you know, and do it themselves. The state of Michigan, Snyder, I know he got it in the plans to take over all of Detroit, because they said Detroit owed them some money. And then it took over, the state and took over Belle Isle. And you got to pay some money to get on Belle Isle, see. So everything is dealing with boosting up the Caucasian and his thing. But let me tell you before we go about democracy, what it's supposed to really mean. Democracy means government by the people. To rule directly or through representatives. That's number one definition. Number two, a country with such a government. Number three, the equality of rights, opportunity, and treatment. So you could go past your representatives if you have a majority consensus on that. You don't have to have the representatives to control your thoughts. You control the representative thoughts. But you got to have a majority consensus on how you want to move. In upcoming videos, we're going to show you how it's the mind and the will of the people that determines the future of your offsprings, yourself and your offsprings. So it would behoove you to catch this vibe. Black light.